What's up, everyone? We are here on day 4 of season 2 of the Knowledge Boner podcast. Super excited to get this season rolling. And your host, Dylan Starr. Got my boy Wally Wynn. We were just running some ads recently. Funny behind the scenes stuff going on here. While Wally kind of had an issue, why don't you tell him about what happened?
So, basically, my ad, when you use ClickFunnels and Bitleys and all that stuff, if you don't check your links correctly, my ad was actually performing badass. Like, I was like, oh man, I'm getting all these clicks. Like, this is good. And then I was wondering, why the heck are these people not opting in? And then I would go back to my ad and I click my link, and it turns out my link was broken because Bitly sucks sometimes. So check your links.
Yeah. But Wally was humble about it. His reaction was, well, that was a very expensive mistake that I will never make again. So, took it as a learning lesson, which is good. You got to definitely have a good head on your shoulders and be able to take whatever life throws at you and get the positive of it. And speaking of opting in, if you've been keeping up with this week so far in this series, so far we've told you how to leverage other people's success, to how to position yourself, to building your email list. So what he means by opting in is actually opting into an email list for separate funnels and stuff we have running right now. And today's topic is going to be, you have to have bait in order to catch fish. So we're going to kind of talk about using the proper bait. And what I mean by that is basically a hook to get people to come in to opt into your email list. So I know we talked about yesterday different routes you can use for building an email list, how powerful it can be, and why it's important to have it. And so today you may be wondering, okay, well, how the hell, what the hell do I do to be able to get people excited to want to be on my email list? And there's different routes you can go, but first, I'm gonna let Wally kind of take over and, just explain to them, first of all, what your bait is and why it's important to have the right bait to the right person.
So, we talked about yesterday a little bit about, building an email list and all that stuff, right? So if you guys haven't checked that out yesterday, and for some reason you're listening to today's episode, go back and listen to yesterday's episode. So talking about email lists and, crafting your bait. And so why that's important and what that is. So basically your bait is your offer, or maybe that might be a tip sheet, a case study, an ebook, something that you're going to give away that has value. You're going to give it away for free to somebody that comes across your website or landing page. You're going to give it away to them for free in exchange for their email. You can call it an ethical bribe. You can call it whatever you want. So basically you said, hey, I'm going to give you this thing that you want, and I want your email address for it. And by you getting that email address now you can market to that person. Now you've added them as a subscriber to your email list. So building that email list is super important, obviously, as we talked about last episode. So crafting the bait is also equally as important. So you can call your bait whatever you want. You can call it bait. You can call it lead magnets. In this industry, we call it a bunch of different stuff. So I'm going to call it bait for the sake of this argument, and crafting your bait. So what you want to do is for whatever niche or whatever market you're trying to serve, you need to figure out a problem you're going to solve, right? So figure out what problem you're going to solve for that market, right? And so now that gives you a really easy way to craft some bait. So maybe you can offer for a gym, right? Let's say a gym, like typical problems for a gym is that they're trying to get more members in, right? So you can maybe let's say you have some results working with some gyms. So you could craft your bait. It might be like how to get 10 more gym clients in your gym this week, without spending a lot of time on the computer, something like that, right? So that's a problem that they're having in the industry, and you offer them a solution in exchange for their email address. Now, obviously, you don't want to give them, everything, right? You're offering it as bait. You want to get them, interested in the services you offer, but you don't ever actually want to show them how you're doing it, because that's where you sell your services, right? And I think that's really, what do you think? Well, did I kill that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So, depending on what it is that they, are selling or trying to engage people on, I think a lot of people now are wondering, what can I do to create bait, right? So, that's great in theory, but, does it cost a lot of money, or can I make something for free? What would you say to people that are worried about like what kind of bait to create
Mhm.
and what tools do you recommend to be able to create that?
Gotcha. Well, obviously the easiest way is if you want to serve a market and you don't have any way to create bait, you have no idea what you want to do, and you have money, you can just go buy stuff. So buy PLRs that are related to your industry. And you can trade those out for emails, right? That's one way. Another way is actually I was taught this very recently, but you could go into let's say you're looking for to serve a social media marketing industry, right? So then you're okay. So now, what kind of bait, like what kind of problems are these guys having? So then, what you could do is go into Google book reviews or go on Amazon, right, and look at the book reviews and maybe look at Gary Vee's social media marketing books and all that stuff. Look at the reviews and see what people say in their reviews, right? So they might tell you that they had a problem, mapping out X Y Z, blah blah blah, and this book helped them to do that. Okay, so then you can go, oh well, seems like people are having this problem. So if I craft some bait around this problem, then I could probably get an email address for it. So that's one way. That's another strategy. Research, right? And actually, most of it is research based, honestly, unless you just have super, super high level expertise. I think that's the only case in which you're actually excused from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you guys know, bait is definitely important. And you can literally got PLRs. I think it's private label resale rights. You can literally just go on Google. There are tons of websites that come up where you can literally for like anywhere from $5 to $17, you can buy an already pre-existing lead magnet that was created. If that's something that you're worried about, if you don't want to create it yourself, I mean, guys, it's as simple as if you're really knowledgeable on the subject, you can literally just create your own ebook. You can go to a website we love to use for ads and ebook is canva.com. That's canva.com. It's free. You can build a lot of awesome material in there and just create your own ebook. Wally's really good at designing and stuff like that. So we do that as well. There are other ways you can leverage other people's skills. You can hire, for really cheap online. You can go to upwork.com or fiverr.com, Fiverr, and you can, say, hey, look, I need an ebook or a lead magnet created, and you can pay somebody, $30 to $50 if you want to, and have someone design one for you. I mean, there's so many ways. There's no excuses. And speaking of those websites as well, if you guys are just wanting to make money and have a skill set and a passion just for selling and leveraging other people's skills, you can also use those two websites that I gave you to sell services. So, if you come up with a lead magnet, and let's say you're just trying to sell, a website, but you don't have to build a website, guys, you can literally just outsource the work on those websites. Charge somebody 500 to 700 bucks, go on a website, pay $100 for someone to build it, and then boom, like you're in business. So you're leveraging someone else's skill sets. So, we
Wait,
talked a lot.
for a second. Rewind. You said outsource the work.
Yeah, outsource the work for whatever it is that you're building, whether it's a website or, marketing and stuff. You can literally just collect payment from somebody that you're selling your services to, and then go on Fiverr or Upwork, pay, if you charge $700, pay $100 to somebody to outsource the work to, and then now you're leveraging someone else's skill sets. So I know this week we've talked a lot about leverage, because it's key. Like now with technology and the internet, there's just so much that you can do without having the right skills. So you really just have to put in the work. There's really no excuses. And it all starts with your bait. And your bait's going to lead to growing that email list. And your email list is going to be growing to, grow your social media, gain a following, sell your services, sell your products. Everything will come together, and it starts with that. And if you guys want more tips, or maybe you want training on how to build lead magnets, I'm sure Wally wouldn't mind getting into like a screen share presentation and building something in Canva, or creating ebooks and stuff like that live. We will happily do that in our Facebook group. If you've been keeping up this week, we talked a lot about this. We're going to keep hammering this. Go on Facebook, type in leads closing sales, join our Facebook group where we will be doing more training and stuff on how to get leads, how to get sales, how to close deals. So everything you're going to need to learn is going to be taught in this group, guys, by me and Wally. So definitely, definitely check that out. Tomorrow is going to be Rant Friday. I don't know, maybe we can rant on something that is, on the topic that we've been on this week. Otherwise, maybe we can close out this series today. I'm not sure yet. What do you think, Wally? Think we should rant on something with lead gen tomorrow?
I'm sure we can figure something out. I'm
Yeah.
sure we can.
So in closing, guys, just definitely go back to Monday, episode 26. Make sure you start, if you were just tuning in now today, listen to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before going today, where everything will kind of come together and and apply it. Take action, guys. Apply it. There's no excuses. You're here and you're listening because you want to learn. Learning requires action. So as you heard, we were talking about, we just hit a hiccup. We make mistakes. We fail, right? We're here to learn ourselves. His link wasn't working, but we're still running ads and we're doing stuff. So while we're podcasting, we're still getting work done, and we're still learning. We're still growing. We're still trying to figure shit out ourselves, right? So the whole purpose of this is so we can share with you guys everything that we learned, so we can give you guys value, and just know that, hey, we're on the same roller coaster ride that you guys are on, right? We're all sharing this ride together. We're still going and figuring things out. And that's what it's all about, guys. You just have to be willing to take action. You have to be willing to screw up, and you have to be willing to learn. So, as always, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. If you're tuned in on YouTube, links are below in the description. You can find Wally at Wally_the robot and me at Dylan Starr official. Shoot us some DMs. Let us know more you like covered. We'll come up with something great for next week. Now that we're in season 2, going to make every 25 episodes a new season. Our goal is 4 seasons, 100 episodes. So super excited to be doing this with everyone. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will catch you guys tomorrow for Rant Friday.